Bam, MC here. Quick message to all you parents out there with fat kids. Number one, the fat kids are your fault. And it's going to be your fault right up until they get old enough where it then becomes their fault. Because it will become their fault, and I'll start talking to them at that point too. Understand, parents, in order for your kids to be healthy, they need to eat well. And that means they shouldn't be eating fast food at all, really. But if you're going to have them do it, once a month, once every 2 weeks. My kids have never eaten fast food. One time, their stupid fucking uncle took them to get I think it was McDonald's or Burger King, and my kids opted for some French fries. It is not something that is normal. It's not something that should be seen as a reward. You know, listen, we're not going to eat that bad food, but if you do really, really well on this test, I will reward you with bad food. Is it really bad then? These are children. You are forming and molding their relationships with the world, their relationships with their own identity. So stop with the fast food, number one. Number two, water. Your kids do not need to drink anything besides water. When they're a baby, obviously they're all being breastfed, right? All you moms out there. But once they're past that, you know, water should be the staple of what it is they're drinking. Sure, they can have juice every once in a while from actual fruit. Sure, you want to have a tea every once in a while or any other cultural potion that seems appropriate. But as far as satiating their thirst, water is fine. The next thing, sleep. Your kids need to sleep. I'm fortunate my kids are homeschooled, so we don't have to adhere to any government schedule when it comes to sleep time. We tend to go to sleep a lot later than what is normal, I would say, but my kids also make up for it on the back end, right? And they're having their breakfast usually sometime around 11 a.m. But my kids get ample sleep. If my kids need to take a nap, they will take a nap. Obviously, when they're eating right and they are getting enough rest, naps is not something that's really frequent. If anything, you know, once they reach 3-4 years old, the nap times stop. The next thing, exercise. Get your kids out of the fucking house. Get them running up and down the block, the road, the yard. Introduce them to exercises. Make these exercises ritualized. Don't just give them the ability to hang out and become a fucking vegetable on your sofa. Don't just, you know, oh, I need time away, I need peace of mind, I'm going to send my kid off to go play his video game for 3 hours, to watch TV for 4 hours. Like, you have to participate in the molding of your child's relationship with his body, your child's relationship with his life, with the outside world. Teach him or her that they need to move, they need to get outside. Every single day, my kids have a physical regimen that requires a whole bunch of stuff that admittedly I am so thankful I don't have to do because it's pretty rigorous. But what does that mean? It means I'm setting the tone for what they expect in terms of what is normal. You know, what should they be doing every day? No matter what is on their agenda, what is on their list, they know they need to do their exercises. It's part of who they are. It's part of what they know to be normal, right? So setting that new normal of eating healthy. And by eating healthy, I understand there's a budget. But you know what? Most of you are overfeeding your kids anyway. Your kids shouldn't want to eat, you know, 5-6 times a day. What's happening is parents are allowing their children to develop these emotional relationships with food. When something's not going well, I'm going to help satisfy you and make you feel better by eating something. That is not the way to do it. You are building an association there. In order to feel better, I need to go to the kitchen. Now, I'll tell you right now, I never really had a productive relationship emotionally with food, and it's something that I've battled my entire adult life. And I continue to battle, but you know, the battle continues. You know, there's always a plan. I'm never going to give up. But one of the things, one of the gifts that my wife and I were able to give to our children is not allowing them to develop those emotional relationships with food. Proactively installing what it is. Now, understand, there was a time where, you know, people, past generations were never this fat. You know, what is it about now? And they just want to blame the food, or they just want to blame the television shows, or just want to blame the video games. Understand there are a lot of variables at play here. It's not just one thing. It is a cultural difference, right? You're allowing these children to participate in activities that really didn't exist, before however many generations ago. How many people, could sit and play video games 100 years ago? Nobody. So you had to opt for different things. So by default, we tended to have a more active culture because there weren't a lot of options. Well, right now we have to be a little bit more proactive. These things aren't happening organically. You have to tell your kids, put the video game down, go outside. You have to tell your kids, hey, let's turn off the TV and do a workout, do an exercise. Make it fun, make it a game. Find some way to participate in a physical ritual where everybody's having a good time. And parents, do it early enough so you don't have to force it on your kids later on. But you parents of preteens and teenagers with these weight issues, yes, you absolutely should force it on them. Because newsflash, and I Googled this, you're actually in charge of them as a parent. Isn't that a novel idea? So let them know that, you're not angry at them for doing this. Never be emotional or outwardly emotional when you are forcing a kid to do something they don't want to do. But just let them know, listen, this is the way it's going to be. And it's going to be this way because I care about you. And because we're going to be strong as a family. And we're going to make sure that we're making the right decisions. We're doing the right things. We're not avoiding pressure. We're meeting life's challenges and obstacles head on. And all of that good stuff. It comes from a place of love, right? So that's it for now, guys. I'm MC, pressure to power, all that goodness. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Boom!